and girls, Mrs. Horriban here. I decided that I was going to read a book called Froggy's Sleepover. Now, Froggy has lots and lots and lots of books. He's written lots and lots and lots of books. And I don't know if any of you have ever read any of the Froggy books, but they were big hits in my house when my kids were little. This one's called Froggy's Sleepover. It was Friday and school was out. Froggy flopped home from the school bus. Flop, 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 singing, hooray, hooray, it's Friday, Friday. I'm going to go to Max's for a sleepover. That's great, said Froggy's mother, and she gave him a plate of chocolate fly cookies. This is your first sleepover. Are you nervous? Who, me? Of course not, said Froggy, and he hopped up and flopped to his room. Flop, flop, flop. He pulled his big sack from his closet, slam, and he stuffed in his sleeping bag. He squeezed in his pillow, poof, slapped in his pajamas, poof, shoved in a pair of underwear. Boom. There, he said, and he flopped outside, dragging his sack behind him. Froggy, called his mother. What? Did you forget your Huggy? Oops, said Froggy, and he flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. I found it, he yelled. It was in the cookie jar. Slam. So what's a Huggy? Look, a Huggy is kind of like a stuffed animal. We all have different names for them, don't we? Then out the door he went, dragging his sack behind him. Shloop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Did you forget your toothbrush? Oops, said Froggy, and he flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. I found it, yelled Froggy. It was in my toy chest. Bang. That's a strange place for a toothbrush. Don't forget to brush your teeth, said his mother. I know, said Froggy. Then off he went to Max's, dragging his sack behind him. At Max's, he dumped everything out on the floor. Rolled out his sleeping bag. Fluffed up his pillow. Okay, said Froggy, I'm ready for bed. But Froggy, said Max, it's only 4 o'clock. That means it's not even supper time yet. So they waited until after dinner, and then they crawled into their sleeping bags. Wait, said Froggy, jumping up. I forgot to brush my teeth. Don't be silly, said Max. This is a sleepover. You don't have to brush. Froggy crawled back into his bag. Wait, he said, jumping up. I need my Huggy to go to sleep. Sleep, said Max. Who's going to sleep? We can tell scary stories and have a pillow fight all night long. Froggy slipped back into his bed, and Max told a scary story that made Froggy's skin crawl. Oh, look, Froggy looks a little scared. Now it's your turn, said Max. But there were weird screeching sounds and scary shapes hung in the shadows like ghosts. Poor Froggy. I have a better idea, said Froggy. What? Said Max. Let's go to my house for a sleepover. When they got back to Froggy's house, they tiptoed inside in the dark. Quiet, quiet. Crash! Froggy bumped into a lamp and knocked it on the floor, and a goldfish bowl. Splash. Froggy, yelled his mother. What's all the ruckus? She flicked on the light. Oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. We decided to sleep here instead. Oh, Froggy, said his mother, I thought you wanted to sleep at Max's. I did, cried Froggy, but I was hungry, and you make the best popcorn. Do you think Froggy was hungry? Do you think maybe he was a little bit scared? Yeah. Can you make us some popcorn, please? Okay, you little munchkin, said his mom. Pop, pop, pop. She made them some buttery popcorn and then went back to bed. Plump, plump, plump. Froggy and Max were having a wild pillow fight. Good night, pudding heads, called Froggy's mom. I hope they go to sleep soon, groaned Froggy's dad. Me too, moaned Froggy's mom. Froggy's parents were snoring like horses when Froggy's mom heard a sound. Her eyes popped open and she flicked on the light. Max was standing at the end of the bed. I have a tummy ache and I want to go home. So they went back to Max's house, dragging their sacks behind them. Shloop. But there were still weird and scary shadows there, so they went back to Froggy's. But Max wanted his own pillow, so they went back to Max's. But Froggy wanted pink lemonade. So back and forth they went. Shloop, shloop, shloop. Until at last they fell asleep at Max's house at 9 o'clock in the morning. So that was Froggy's adventure today. Maybe next week I'll read you another Froggy book. They're pretty good. Have a great day, boys and girls. Miss you.